So we're back out with Jethro again today. What I want to do is have a look at his lead walking this morning. He's okay on the lead, he's okay on the slip lead, but he does pull a little bit. When he puts his nose down, he tends to pull. And I don't like it, so what I want to try and do is get him on to a Gen Con figure of 8, just to enhance his heel work and just to stop that initial pulling and that intensity that pulling is actually causing. So we're going to work on that this morning with him. And remember, when you're putting on head collar, anything for the first time, collar, lead, head collar, you're always going to get fight, always. So it's fight, flight, avoidance, and then acceptance. Jethro is very strong-willed, so he's having a bit of a fight with me putting on the lead, which is fine, not a problem. I'm just gently working him through, using positive reinforcement. Every time he gives it to me, every time he looks at me, then I'm giving him a treat, and I'm just building it up and building it up. He needs something to stop him from pulling. I could put harness on him, but he's a gun dog. I don't want to put a harness on him. I could put just carry on with the slip lead, but the slip lead is actually causing more intensity because it's pulling, and he's pulling on it, and it causes him then to get overexcited and pull, and my arm gets yanked. And although he's only 6 months, he's not big, he's not powerful, but it's still causing a problem. So for me, I need to try and enhance that heel work and stop that pulling. So by just turning the slip lead into a figure of 8, I can reduce the amount of intensity and take the pressure off of him, and take the pressure off of me. But when you're doing it, you have to make sure that you reinforce it and make sure it becomes a positive rather than a negative. It's always a negative for the dog. Anything you put on a dog, lead, collar, harness, everything, it is a negative. So what anybody tells you is never going to be a positive. It's always a negative. You just got to make it into a positive. So that's what we're doing right now. I would never ever suggest that any owner just goes out and buys a Gen Con figure of 8 head collar and try and put it on without guidance, because I see it time and time again where people go and buy a head collar, they put it on the dog fights when they take it off and they go, that was no good, and that's a horrible tool. It's not a horrible tool if you use it properly, if you put it on properly, if you desensitize it properly. It's a good tool. You just got to get the guidance on how to put it on. You've got to have somebody who knows what the end result looks like and work the dog through in a positive manner. Although it doesn't always look pretty, dog jumping around and fighting the lead and fighting the collar, and yeah, it doesn't look pretty, but the end result always is a positive. It's always got to be a positive, because if you stop your dog pulling, then it's going to be a positive, isn't it? At the end of the day, I don't care what anybody says, there is no pleasure in training a dog or working a dog if the moment you have to put them back on lead, they yank your arm off. There is absolutely no pleasure in that at all.